Okay, now that you guys have had some practice with the watercolor, we're going to make a color wheel using watercolor, and we're going to be mixing our colors, and then we're also going to be lightening the color only using water. So remember, there's no white paint. We're going to start with the color just by itself, and then the second one is going to be a little bit of water, and then the last one is going to be mostly water. Like I said, the color wheel. So we're going to have red, orange, and yellow, green, blue, and purple. And then we're also going to mix our tertiary colors, red, violet, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and blue, violet. Now the thing to remember with watercolor is you can't paint two separate things right next to each other while they're still wet because they will blend. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint the first circle, which is just the color with no extra water, and we're going to do every other one. So we're going to start with red and then move on to orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. And by the time we get done with violet, this one should be dry, so then we can start with red, orange, and so on and go around. So that's what we're going to do. So the first one is going to be red. And you want to get a good amount of paint because you want the first one to be pretty saturated, pretty intense. So it should be mostly paint, but it still should have enough water to where it flows easily. If it's more acting like a dry brush, then you don't have enough water. So if you don't have enough water, you can just add some on your brush instead of starting over. And we're going to try and make these flat washes. So try your best. Make it as flat as you can. And then we'll move on to orange. And if you guys keep your colors, I don't know if you can see this, if you mix your colors separately, then when we go back to mix the tertiary colors, you can just use what you already have on your palette. Okay, so I'm going kind of fast. You guys want to try and make this as neat as you can and try and make it a flat wash. Remember, you want to wash your brush out every time you change colors because you don't want to contaminate all your colors and turn them all brown. So next is yellow. Again, like I said, I have a lot of paint on this, but it also moves pretty easily. Next we're going to do green. Then blue. And you also want to make sure that you're not putting your hand in paint that's wet. So just be aware of where your hand is. And then last is going to be purple. Okay, so now by the time you get back here, it should be dry. If it's not, and you're ready to move on, you can lightly pat it if there's big puddles of water. There shouldn't be, just in case. And so now you can see that I have all my colors separate, and now I'm ready to go make red-orange. I can just put orange with the red, and then I can put yellow with the orange I have to make all these tertiary colors. But I lied, before we're going to do that, since we have these already, we're going to go ahead and do the lighter shades of the same color, because all we have to do is add water. And I just put my hand in my paint. So you can see it's a little bit lighter. So now I have more water, and I still think it's kind of light for the middle tone. So I'm going to add a little more paint. Now I'll move on to orange. And you can see I'm not getting any more paint, I'm just using what I already have on the palette. I'm adding water. And then yellow. That's too light. Use a bit more paint. Then green. Last is purple. Okay, so the second circle, they should all be about the same value, just a different color. Now we're ready to do the inner circle, which is going to be the lightest. So it should just barely have color in it. That's too dark. So I'm just going to use water to spread that around. So it's going to be very light. If you put it down and it's too dark, just do what I did, rinse your brush out and just get water. Finish it that way. Okay, and if you do what I just did, I splattered paint everywhere. While it's still wet, just dab it up with your paper towel. Alright, so this is the first set of just your red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And in the next video, we're going to do red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, and red, violet in the exact same way.